What in the video could you use that will get you a deal? Let's say shoes, right? If I'm a hip hop dancer, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna bring 5 beautiful friends.
Yeah.
I want to deal with Nike. I'm gonna pitch it, right? Give us 7 pairs of shoes. We're gonna wear these shoes in the video, and that's promotion for you, and that's a check for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm a makeup artist, what are your favorite brands that you spend money on for your makeup? Reach out to these brands, build your following, and say, hey, send me a package of your new, I don't know, eyeliner or whatever it is. And not only are you not paying for the stuff you would buy anyways, but after a while, they're gonna start wanting to pay you for that.
Yes.
And you become what you call an influencer or brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Those are the jobs that you want because you're getting your stuff that you want anyways.
And that's a bag.
Which is a bag.
Welcome to Keys to the Culture podcast. It's your hostess with the mostest, Maisha, and this is a place where we celebrate Black creators and innovators who shape the culture around us and give relevance to the creator economy one post at a time. So in other words, we're rooting for everybody Black. So what is the creator economy? Well, I'm glad you asked. The creator economy is the economy. It is where people are taking their talents and skills, going online, and making a play for wealth. They are able to create brands, get deals, grow businesses, and go viral with those amazing dance moves you love, and they getting paid. So ask yourself, why am I not getting paid? So here we like to highlight amazing people who are doing great things, and we like to call them culture change makers. And today our culture change maker is Diddy Sean Combs, who is an entrepreneur, philanthropist, music producer, and a man who throws extravagant parties. And just like Diddy, our guest today is a man of many hats. He is an entrepreneur. He is a business owner. He is a vibe curator. He is an influencer, social media enthusiast, and so much more. And he's best dressed. Yeah. So give it up for Ryan Houston.
Thank you. How you doing? What's going on? That's crazy you talk about Diddy. That's literally my idol.
Oh my God.
I think about him in every aspect of my life. That's
so
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
that.
Hey,
we putting that energy out there. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing so good. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
And I have one question for you before we start.
Yeah, let's go.
When did you know that Black creativity was the culture?
Since birth.
Hello.
Since birth, we cultivate everything.
Yeah.
Everything cool, they have to go through us. Everything dress, from hair, from style, from dance, everything.
Everything.
We have to get the stamp of approval.
Yes, honey.
Before they even start to accept it as what life is. And I think we have the strongest, the most beautiful, the most activated culture in the world.
Yeah.
So we are that.
We are the culture. We are everything
the culture.
And more. I'm so happy you said that because you have had such an amazing career.
Thank you.
And I've been able to grow with you online because, look, y'all, this is the first time I'm actually meeting this man in person. Like, we've been rocking for the last couple of years.
It's been a minute.
Online.
I feel like I know you already.
Right.
That's why when we said hi, I was like, wait, this is the first time.
Right.
This is the first time we met.
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't feel like that.
And it was such good energy. Like, when I was doing Wellness Wednesdays during the pandemic, because I seen a lot of people going through a lot of mental health issues.
Yeah.
So I said, let me tap in. And then this is a time for me to kind of talk to people because I want to have a show.
And you did.
And I did.
And you did.
And we're doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me reach out to this guy. I was like, he seemed like he got good vibes. I don't know him, but I'm about to.
Yeah.
And he said yes to coming on the interview.
Yeah.
And we've been rocking since.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
No, seriously.
Yes.
You're doing your thing.
Listen, thank you. And I just love what you're doing in so many different ways. One of the things I want to talk about is your origin story.
Okay.
So where you're from, when did you get started in the industry, and why?
Okay. I'll try to do the fastest version of that.
Oh, give it all to me, honey.
Basically, born and raised LA.
Yes.
I started in the club, actually. I was in the club at 12. I was in the club at 12.
Not 12.
12. When I look at pictures, I don't understand how I even got in that space, but I was there and not doing anything, just there.
Right.
You know, I was just like, I love the industry. I love the vibe. I love the spirit. So I would just be at the events. I was able to get in. I I talked to people. I got super, super social. So that kind of like made my career go forward, because by the time I hit 21 and everybody was excited about the club, I was like, I did this.
Right, exactly.
I did all of this already. Like I did it. So then I was like, well, let me, now that I know, I have my ear to the streets, I met so many people, let me now turn that into a business. Yes. So now instead of just going to the club, I was doing my research. I'd go and I'd be like, oh, this works for me. It works for the world. This didn't work. People love this. People don't like this.
Exactly.
So then when I started to work in the club, I was able to like curate my own stuff. I brought people because I started to meet people. So then I would be, and then like people were like writing stuff about me on Yelp and like, you need to come to this place because Ryan is here. So I started making a lot of money for other people, basically, because I was still working. I was a manager. So people would take me to different clubs and stuff and be like, bring that vibe here, or can you teach our staff, or whatever it is that I was doing. I was working all the time. And then finally, this is weird, but I lost my job for money stuff. I wanted more for what I was doing, and it didn't work out, and I got fired. And I was like, oh, this is that week I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like this is like my life. And then it made me realize I didn't want to put my career in other people's hands. And if that didn't happen, I would be working for people for the rest of my life, because I just enjoy it. Like when you love your career, you're willing to do whatever for it. And at the moment, at this point in time, I was like, oh, I'm working for this person, and he's sending me in all these places, and like this is my life. But then when I got fired for this, that motivated me to start my own stuff, because I was like, no one should ever be able to fire me ever.
Period.
Like that's just what I learned from that, is like you were in charge of my destiny at one point.
Absolutely.
So I was very grateful, because I still learned so much by the opportunities I was given in that moment, but it definitely pushed me to start my own path, which is the best thing that ever happened, because I started my own business. I got really, really into social media
and thriving.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying with everybody else. But yeah, I started loving content. I got ahead of the game with the content stuff. And then I started working with brands. And that's an amazing thing too, because I can curate my own like brand work.
Absolutely.
And then that kind of just took me into this place of like, me and God are in this little conversation of like, what am I doing next? Because I'm my own boss.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
And we love own boss. You know, I'm all about own bossing myself. And making sure, I went on the path of entrepreneurship. And we talked briefly before this about kind of like humble beginnings and what we kind of like regular jobs we worked. And what I didn't know is that you actually were a dancer.
I did. I almost kept that out of my origin story, but go ahead.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. It explains why you dance so much on your social media. And I was like, oh my God, we got to talk about that. So let's talk about your journey. First of all, you were in acting as a kid too.
I did a little, I dabbled.
And then modeling.
Dabbled.
But you got your feet in there.
I can put my
But then you were a whole dancer. And let's talk about the dancing, because I had no clue that was actually a thing.
I studied modern ballet, hip hop, like all those things like my entire life.
Wow.
And I got really far in it, and I'm just like I'm like a money driven, like I want to be successful. And
absolutely.
When I was dancing, again, you're putting your career in other people's hands, because they have to hire you. You gotta like whatever. And then also, when I was living in New York, I was doing like the ballet modern stuff, and I just realized like I can make so much more in like the career of commercial work or like dance. So then I moved back to LA and took that training that was so important to me, and then I started adding it to my content.
Beautiful.
So, and now the dance stuff is like a huge part of content.
Oh yeah.
So
wait a minute.
I'm like, oh, perfect. I already got a little bit of it. Let me jump back into the dance world.
Let's talk about this content, because first of all, everything you do is viral.
Okay.
Now, every time I see him, his friends, I need friends like your friends, because
I got some amazing, beautiful, talented.
Yes.
I was so blessed, because I'm attract really great people, just in general, like outside of talent and looks and all that kind of stuff. Like they're really genuine people, and that really translates on screen and on camera and stuff. But on top of that, they are so talented.
All of them.
Like we have content days, like and they really let me like curate stuff. We have a group chat called Content or TikTok or something. And
I'm about to do that.
No, do it. You just like we set days aside and we'll be like, yo, I have 6 ideas that I want to do. Bring 6 outfits.
Oh my God.
And we'll do like a day of filming, and they're really cool because I can just be like, yo, I have this crazy idea. We should be, on a mountain and do and then they'll be like,
let's
and
just do it.
They really just are for anything that I want to do, and then it's fun. We have a good time, and then on top of it, it does really, really well on social. So
all the time. I go to TikTok, I go to Instagram. I'm like, wait a minute, people are reposting it. Like it's going
I get
viral.
So much love. Yeah, there's so much love. Like when you do, I really believe when you do things like genuinely, and you are, just a good spirit inside of these videos, like it's authentic.
Yeah,
people gonna repost it. People gonna love it. Yeah.
So when it comes to social media, what is kind of like a recipe for helping people be successful, whatever that version is? Some people care about followers, some people care about views or likes, but what is a recipe that you can give somebody to creating content?
Ooh, so my whole thing, and we briefly talked about this when we were outside, but I just think if you are not concerned with the likes and the views, take that kind of out of your mindset. Yeah. Because if you do something that you love, the views and the acceptance of that that's like the icing on the cake. Yeah. But if you're continuously doing something that you love and is genuine to who you are, that's first step. Yeah. So don't try to be like anybody else. Don't try to, like, there's trends, but don't watch a trend and be like, I'm doing it because that's not you.
Exactly.
You take a trend and you're like, okay, this is amazing. I love how this person did it. How would I do it? Yes. And then you put that out there, and you can't be like hard on yourself because like even with me, like I do a video and it's 10 million whatever views, and then I'll do another video literally maybe the next day or the next week, and it will be less than that. And it doesn't mean that content is not as good as it. It's just that was it, and it could blow up later. But it's authentic to me, and I loved doing it, and I put it out there. And there's been times when I will put all this thought and energy into something, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And it doesn't do well. And then I'll do something that takes me 5 seconds, and it will go viral. Yeah. And I'm like, it's because whatever I'm doing, I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting what I love out there. And I think like the recipe is like being yourself and being consistent. Yeah. Just keep on posting. One of my idols is my brother, like my blood brother. His name is Patrick Cloud.
Shout out to Patrick.
Shout out Patrick, love you. He's been doing content his whole life, and he was doing it when he had 200 followers. Yeah. And he's doing that same type of content, just elevated because he grows and stuff. But he's doing his same authentic self now, and he has like I think 1 million followers. Like he is doing it. But he's always stayed consistent. Yep. He always puts out what he loves. He doesn't care about what other people are like expecting. He does the most random stuff. And now he's gotten to a level of his career where he can literally do anything. Yeah. Like, he works with everybody. He's a producer. He's a director. He does everything. And because he was so consistent and built this following, but now he can use that authentic self that he does and literally put out anything he wants, and it's gonna do great.
Yeah. You know what I think? Sometimes we just get too much in our head. Yeah. We're just like, we gotta make this work. We have to go viral. Yeah. When honestly, just the small nuances of who we are and creating that community online. Yeah. And people just gravitate towards it. Like even my dance videos, people are like, I love that video.
I'm trying to tell you, when they look, like I really believe people can feel people through this screen now. Like we've gotten to a place in social media where people can really feel like they know you. Yes. So if you're out there just being you, people are gonna love you. You're a great person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're gonna feel that and they're gonna love it. They're gonna follow you regardless of like what you think about it.
Psst, you, come here. Yes, you. Have you been struggling to stay consistent with your content? We've all been there. You told yourself you was going to post about a year ago, but you have yet to post today. But don't worry, I got you covered. Introducing the Ultimate Content Calendar Blueprint. It is a guide that will show you how to stay consistent with your content for the next 30 days and beyond. It's filled with tips, tools, and ideas to help you take your content to the next level. And guess what? It's completely free. So don't wait because it's going to go out fast. So make sure you download the Content Calendar Blueprint today. So how can people kind of build careers off of that?
Man, content is great because you can always connect to some type of brand deal. Mm-hmm, so if you're a dancer, definitely. So here's how I think about something. So if you're a dancer, right? What in the video could you use that will get you a deal? Let's say shoes, right? If I'm a hip hop dancer, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna bring 5 beautiful friends.
Yeah.
I want to deal with Nike. I'm gonna pitch it, right? Give us 7 pairs of shoes. We're gonna wear these shoes in the video, and that's promotion for you, and that's a check for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm a makeup artist, what are your favorite brands that you spend money on for your makeup? Mm-hmm. Reach out to these brands, build your following, and say, hey, send me a package of your new, I don't know, eyeliner or whatever it is. And not only are you not paying for the stuff you would buy anyways, but after a while, they're going to start wanting to pay you for that.
Yes.
And you become what you call an influencer or, brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Those are the jobs that you want because you're getting your stuff that you want anyways.
And that's a bag.
Which is a bag.
Yes.
And then also getting paid for it. And then also when you start doing that, other brands start looking at you and they're like, then you don't have to reach out. They're going to reach out to you. They're going to be like, oh, I love your content. Mm-hmm. Can I put and it sometimes has nothing to do with what you're doing. So it can be like, if I'm doing a video, they'll be like, can you just have this in the background? And they'll be like, all right. And then when you start building, you get the brands like Coke or, Nissan or whatever it is. Like those type of people want content creators.
Yeah. And speaking of brands, we had this water on the table. That could easily be somebody's brand.
I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Literally anything. The TV, the microphones. Like you just look around at like what is around you in whatever content that you have and start thinking about it. Like, oh, the chairs, oh, the mic stand, the mic, the equipment, like those, you start just kind of dissecting your own content and what is in your videos that are important and you can get a bag out of.
And then getting their attention too, tagging them in your posts, letting them know that they're on your radar.
Yeah, tags, hashtags, all those things are so important because I'll never forget what kind of made me realize that people do be looking at their stuff. I did a random photo shoot at the beginning of 2019. And I just tagged Tyra. And I was just like, just because I watched Top Model, I love Tyra. So I tagged her, not thinking of anything of it. She reposted it. And then she wrote this thing about, like, I would have this picture in my bathroom, like, whatever.
Wow.
And that actually helped my followers, first of all. So thank you, Tyra. But also it made me realize, like, even the big celebrities, even the big brands, they're looking. Some people are paid to look at social media to find you.
Absolutely.
So it's like you got to just put it out there, tag people, put your content out, be consistent, and people will start reaching out to you.
And what does consistent mean? Because some people, they have different versions of being consistent. That can be every day, one video. That can be multiple videos a day. Or it can be certain days of the week that you post.
Honestly, I'm a everyday type of post.
Yeah.
But I just love content, and I do a lot of it. But consistent is just having a system with yourself.
Yeah.
Every Monday I'm filming. Every Tuesday I'm posting it. Or looking at the algorithms. Okay, the best times to post is Tuesday and Friday. So I'm gonna make sure I have 2 videos. I have 2 videos to post, and I'm gonna make sure that on these days, every Tuesday, you're gonna get this out of me. Don't there should be no days where you're not like, oh, I don't feel like, what do you want to do? And you go 2 weeks without nothing. Like people are looking at you because they want to see the next thing. And if you wait too long, they're going to be like, well there's
unfollow.
2 million other people I can watch.
Right. Yeah. And then that unfollow button going to come real quick.
Yep, they be done with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've had even people hit me up, oh, when you going to do this next? When you going to do that next?
Yeah.
Because they want to be, on the journey with you. It's like a journey together.
Yeah.
Like, and especially if you're building a brand or you're building your following, people feel like they know you and they want to go with you on that journey.
Yeah.
So when it comes to social media, media and kind of like going viral, these algorithms are funny.
They tough.
They're really tough.
It's tough.
And I was telling you before, like TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't understand TikTok. I'm like, I got these great videos.
Yeah.
But the most I think I've went sort of kind of viral was me doing affirmations. And it was a very easy, like a easy video of me writing in a book.
Oh, nice. And
then when I'm doing like these really intense videos and talking about something important, it's like, 200 views. I'm like, what is going on? So when it comes to the algorithm, is there anything in particular to help people kind of get a leg up?
Jeez, I wish I had a really amazing answer for you. It is really just a battle.
Yeah.
Like to me, some days are good days. Some days, I remember one of my biggest days, my biggest videos I ever posted, I was hesitant to post because it was Valentine's Day. And I'm like, it's just going to get lost in all this, like, Valentine's Day. Everybody posts on Valentine's Day. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to post it anyways. And it got crazy amount of views. And it's just like, and then, like I said, you could go the following day and you might not get a lot of views. But my whole thing with algorithms is you can't worry about it.
Right.
That's where that consistency comes in. It's like, just keep putting your stuff out because, again, it can go viral in 2 years from that moment. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's up, you're putting yourself out in the atmosphere, and it's like there is no real, every day at Monday at 2, everybody's going to go viral. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you can't really say that. You just have to keep on putting your stuff out there, and you hope, it goes well. And even if it doesn't, you don't delete it. You don't feel bad about don't feel bad about yourself. You know what I mean? Just like, put your stuff out and then just hope that it goes. And then sometimes people will repost it again later on. Like they might,
that's true.
Do like the same video a month later. Like it's just kind of like playing around and it gets fun. Sometimes you're like, I knew this was a good video, but it didn't go well. All right, let me see the next one,
Right.
And then the great thing too is if you do get a viral video, right, they go back. They start scrolling through your page and be like, that was a good video. Then your likes go, you know what I'm saying? And then it does go up,
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly because, like I said before, I can comment on something months ago and then people start hitting me up about that, or I have a video and then someone reposts it. Like I had a random video of me, like, I was doing a voiceover for something and some like influencer reposted on Twitter and it went viral. I was like, what? I was like, and people loved it. It was like, I love your videos. Are you going to do more videos like this? You have a great voice. And then that's when like I had an opportunity to do a voiceover.
See?
Just from that video.
I'm trying to like, that's what I'm saying is you put something out there, it doesn't, it's funny because sometimes people are like, I got 5 million followers or all this kind of stuff. There's some people with like 300 followers, but it's all the right people, right?
All the right people.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't really you can have all these followers, but it's like if you put something out there, you might get a modeling contract.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with modeling, but it's like somebody's gonna look at it and see other opportunities for you, and then that's kind of how you grow. Like that's how you start expanding your mind to like, I remember I randomly, it was a story too, it wasn't even like a post, and I was cooking. And then I was just like doing this stuff. And then I looked at my phone and it was like all these people are like, yo, you need to do a cooking show. And I'm not a cook. I was just playing around. But it's like, maybe I can do one.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I might.
Right. And he might.
And I'm going to
be on the show.
Okay. And I'm putting you on and we're going to do this thing together.
Period. So it's so crazy too because a lot of people can build brands or you can take your business and grow online as well.
Yeah.
So for you have a company called RCE,
yes.
Ryan and Craig Entertainment. Let's talk
Yeah.
about
Shout
that.
out, Craig.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Craig.
Hey, Craig. And also, being in the industry, what I know to be true is it's really important to have the right people on your team. And it's really important to be able to build a brand where it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So if it doesn't make sense and the people that you're working with and it's not cohesive,
get out.
It's going to tank.
Get out immediately.
It's going to tank.
Yeah.
So when it comes to your relationship with Craig, how did that start? And then how did RCE start?
Okay, so it's really, really cool. I've known Craig since I was maybe 11 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah, we met in middle school, and we were best friends then.
Oh my God.
And then we went off to do our own thing, college-wise, but we always, of course, kept up with each other. And when I got into the club scene more tough, he was doing events in Miami, and we were kind of like watching each other, and I'm like, oh, that's really dope. Like, he's really doing it. And then Craig is also really tapped into the music industry.
Yeah.
So when we both moved back to LA, and like I said, like I left my job or whatever, me and him were like, well, we were both doing kind of the same things a little bit. Let's kind of collab on it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So we both started RCE.
Yeah.
On a whim, kind of. We were just like, let's do it. We both had random, horrible jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the jobs, but we were still like, first of all, you have to find somebody who has the same energy as you, the same motivation, the same drive, and the same vision. And we were lucky enough to have that, because even taking these terrible jobs, me and him were on the phones, like in the back room, like trying to have these meetings, scheduling stuff, like, you know, on breaks, I would run and go do like a venue scout and come back. Like, we were like hustling. And then like we both decided at the same time, I'm like, if we're gonna do this, let's do it 100%. So we quit our jobs. Like, we quit our jobs. We're like, let's 100% dive in. And when we did that, it was the best decision, because we were, yes, of course, like, didn't have bread like that. Yeah. But we both have a lot of connections. Yeah. And that's when I realized, first of all, how many people I knew in this industry, but also it really matters who you know. Yeah, it does. So we quit our jobs and we're like, okay, this friend owns a great establishment where we could do a day party brunch. This guy is a DJ. He'll DJ for us. These 3 people, they're hosts. We're going to hire them. And then, like, we started just building with people around us and making our, you know, vision come to life. And, like, slowly but surely just grew and grew and grew. And now it's this, like, great, amazing thing. And back to what you said about working with people. Yeah. We're really big on building. Like, we love, especially building with Black people. Instead of outsourcing, it's like, who do we know that does this job? Who's a graphic designer? Who's a photographer? Who's a videographer? Yeah. And start building these teams. But like, before you even start, because we also made the mistake of like, we wanted to work with not anybody, but like, we were down to work with anybody. If you're down to do something, let's do it. But it's like, we didn't make sure our visions were in the same place. So that's step one. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love that. Make sure that when you're building these teams, before you even take on a project, sit down and be like, what is your goals? What is your what do you want out of this? What do you see for the future? Because we didn't have enough of those conversations. We were just like, you want to do an event? I want to do it. Let's do it. And then within that event, it was clash, because we didn't have the same dream and the same vision. So now we know, let's talk about that first. Once we realize that, you guys build together, build to the top. If you're a photographer, we always need a photographer. Absolutely. So now I can take you everywhere I go. I don't have to worry about giving you the rundown of what we're like, you know. Exactly. And now we just build, and now we can all be at the top together in this great place.
I love that. And that's so important, especially in LA.
Oh my God.
When you're trying to build a business, and, you know, we're close to Hollywood, and, you know, like I was saying before, a lot of people get lost in Hollywood and what that's supposed to be.
And it don't be people from LA.
And it don't be people from LA, y'all.
It be the other ones.
It be the transplants,
y'all wanna blame.
Let's talk about that too.
We're gonna talk about that.
Look, because we're from LA. I'm from Long Beach. Okay, so when we see people in the industry, and it be weird. Like, sometimes the energy's off, or you get these snobby people. It's really not the natives.
It don't be the natives. It be the people who come here and they have a vision of what they think Hollywood is, and it don't be that at all. And the natives are like, we're not even that pressed like that.
Exactly. I'm not. I don't even care. Like, it's so funny. I'd be like, this person's here. I'm like, okay, so that's sweet. Like, I'll say hi or whatever and just keep it pushing. I don't really get starstruck, if that makes sense.
Or they be in the club and it's like, they be at the VIP section on their phone, like real dry, and then like the camera come on and they give like, this is the best time of my life. And then the camera come off and they back to this. Like, it's
where's
like,
the authenticity?
And they, I don't know. But I think that, like I was saying before too, is when I try, like, my main thing is, like, I want to create as many positive vibes as, like, if I come into a room, if you leave with nothing else from me, you're gonna leave knowing he's positive, he's a good person, he's fun, blah blah. So we got the people like us, we got to go in those rooms and shake it up. Like, if y'all all have bad energy, y'all not gonna have bad energy by the time I leave this room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna change it up. I'm about to shake the spot.
Period. And I love that about you too. It's like you have such good energy about you. Like, you're super sweet.
Oh, thank
you. And you're really authentic to yourself. I feel like just knowing you online and just meeting you in person, I'm like, oh, it's the same.
It's the same. I'm
it's
the same.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same.
Yeah, it's nothing different there. I know. You almost cussed a little bit. It's all right.
I ain't gonna cut. I'm gonna keep
it.
Bleep me out. Get ready with that button.
Exactly. But, I mean, otherwise that, when it comes to, like, just getting into the industry, what is some things that people have to do to prepare themselves mentally?
I would say mentally, you have to be very, very strong.
Yeah.
Like, before you even step into them, make sure that you know who you are, first of all, so you don't get caught up in because, you know, people will try to pull you in different directions, and that's where you lose the authenticity, because it's like, I'm not, you know, look at LL Cool J. I'm not LL Cool J, so I'm not going to do the same things he did to be successful. And sometimes they'll try to compare you and push you in these directions. But if you're strong-willed about who you are, first of all, I think that's very important. God is very important.
Yeah.
Make sure you prayed up and you consistent with, talking to him and making sure that you feel right within yourself.
That's a fact. When
you walk in these rooms, because the industry, honestly, it could be a very negative place. It could be a very dark place. And you have to be, first of all, so strong within yourself to not even put yourself in certain situations, but also just so you're attracting the right energy and you're attracting the right people. Because a good tribe, you can walk through Hollywood into success as easy as you can.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're around the wrong people and you start being negative, and then you start looking at yourself funny.
Yeah.
Like, some people sometimes, like, they let opinions, because as you grow, let me tell you, as you grow to the top, you're gonna get so many hating people. You're gonna get so many negative comments. Like, if you have a viral video, good luck when you read through those comments.
Right.
Because half of those comments, some people are like, oh my God. Like, I'll be scrolling through the comments, it'll be like, oh, he is so cute. The next one, he ain't even that cute. Then it's like you can, it's like it's 50-50 sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Or it's just like, dang, he should not dance. Like, some people do that. And people be like, yeah, he's the best dancer. Like, it's gonna be negative and the positive.
Yeah.
And if you are wounded every time you see some or hear some negative stuff, it's gonna be a very rough road, because Hollywood is very cut and dry sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and you just have to be like, I'm cute.
Right.
So you can say I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could, like, whatever it is that you feel passionate, I could dance. My makeup is nice. Whatever it is, it's like, know that within yourself, so that when you get these comments, because, like, as you grow, you see these celebrities, like, they sometimes fighting for their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
and you got to be so strong. Like, even though they can be rich, they could be, you know, successful, but it also comes with the other side of, like, not everybody gonna like you.
And that's a fact.
And I don't care. At this point, I got to a point where it's like, I'm gonna be honest, I've never cared. So I've never,
very good.
I couldn't relate to people who are, like, so wounded by people, because, you know, and not even from, like, some traumatic experience. I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing, but, like, we do not care what people have to say about us. I'm gonna always be me. I'm gonna always be myself. Even with mistakes that you make, I don't judge myself. I was like, oh, dang, I shouldn't have done that. But I'm not about to be, like, hard on myself. Like, I'm gonna just grow and learn. And I just feel like you kind of have to be like that. You cannot be over analyzing what people say about you, because then you're gonna be in a corner crying, like, and be cute as hell, and you upset because 10 people said you not cute.
Listen, I already know what you're talking about, but I ain't gonna lie to you. When I seen some negative comments before, I want to pop off.
Yeah.
Like, don't be saying that about me.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy is I used to be a clapback person.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
I used to see a comment, and I used to be like,
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I know I'll be like going off, and then I got they do like bullying strikes on Instagram, right? So like I said something, I don't know what I said really, but then I got like there's like strikes of like you got a bully strike.
Wow.
Which made me also realize like y'all not gonna mess with my brand. Like
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not about to get me kicked off of any of these socials because I'm clapping back to you because you gave me negative energy and then I'm giving you negative energy. That's number one.
Yeah.
And number two is like, what did that also solve? Like you said I'm not cute and then I'm gonna say, well, you not cutie. Like it doesn't it just doesn't make, it's almost like road rage to me. I used to be like a mad, not mad, but like I kind of like, I didn't like certain things on the road.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like yelling or screaming or whatever, mad. And I'm just like, then you drive off and I'm mad. Like, what? Like, that doesn't, it's the same, it's literally the same as like, these comments or negative energy on these social apps. It's like, they say something to you and you don't know them. You're probably never gonna see them.
Exactly.
That seems like it seems like a personal issue too. Like you online writing, and it's like that seems like that's something you got to figure out within yourself. So I'm not about to let that ruin my day. Just like when I'm driving, like if you cut me, whatever it is, it's like I'm not about to be mad for the rest of the day or bring that energy around with me all day because for a person I don't even know and never gonna see again.
Exactly.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay happy.
Yeah, and that's the same thing too. If someone did something to you and you're holding on to what they did to you and you can't move on from it, they enter a room, you're mad.
Yeah.
This person moved on with their life a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for social media. I learned to just ignore it, or I'll just like delete. That's it. And you can delete and block people.
You can always. I am heavy in the block.
Yes.
Everybody knows me. I'm a
cool
blocker. I will block you in a heartbeat because I really do. I protect my energy. In general, I protect my energy, and I'm quick. Like some people are like, well, let them say how. No, like I don't even care about the reason. I don't care what it is. If I feel anything negative towards you, if I feel like you're not doing what I think you should be doing in my life at this point in stages in my life, I'm blocking.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I will block, and I will never. And the thing about me blocking is another Aquarius thing. I will block, and every memory or every piece of whatever I felt is gone.
Yep.
It's gone. Like I will not even remember you after that moment.
Not at all.
Blocked and forgot. It's almost like there's like a delete button in my head. It's like you're blocked, and then it's like, well.
Yeah, I'm in the blocking ministry too.
And I'm off to being. I really will be happy. I genuinely don't care.
Facts. That's the same. That's the same for me. I just don't care. Like
I don't know.
My energy is my energy, and I keep such good energy like all day. I don't even get mad like that. Like it'd be stuff that people do that I'd be like. For a second, like, okay, so let me make sure that I separate myself from you because you're in control of your own feelings, your own emotions, so you don't have to engage with people like that.
I just literally, I'm like, now my new thing is like, wow, that's crazy, and then that's it. That's all I get.
Yeah.
I literally would be like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then nothing, like, that is like my release. I'm like, I say that sentence, and then that's it. I'm done after that.
And you're done. I love it. Let's go back to RCE. I want to talk about the events that you guys do. Let's talk about events.
Yeah,
and how well are you doing events in the city of LA? How did you become successful at your events? And then some of the pitfalls.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I just love curating things for people. Mm-hmm. Like creating spaces of good energy and vibes and networking and something about that for me is like putting people together. I'm a people person, so like putting people together is like my thing. And then if I can put the right people in the same space where they can meet each other and be successful, you don't have to. It's not even about me at that point. Like if I put two people in the same place and they go off and get a job or do some amazing things and go off in life, that. You don't even have to say thank you to me, but I'll just, my whole thing is like, I love that. So, and I learned that at the club when I would see people happy and having fun and drinking and connecting and just like, it's an experience, you know what I mean? Yes. Like you don't know what people are going through in life in general. So it's like, if I can create a moment for them, like I love that. So we started doing events based off of that. And then we started doing a lot of like music events and brunches and panel discussion where people can like kind of talk and learn and grow. And it really, really grew. We do a lot of, our biggest event is called Black Voices, and it's to highlight Black creators. So we did like live band and live music and artists and live paintings and fashion, like try to like kind of give Black creatives a spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Let them shine, let them show their stuff, let them learn about each other, let them collab, let them sing, like. And we curated these like magical nights. And then it was cool because once we started doing that and it like, got some traction, we started working with brands, and we had like brand content in there and like brand placement, which, anything, you see like, Black Voices sponsored by Ciroc or something like that. You already know it's about to be great.
Absolutely.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And then when that just adds an element of like elevation to any event when you have like a lot of brand stuff. And doing that, it just kind of just grew and grew and grew. Pitfalls.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Look, he's going somewhere.
I'm trying
I feel
to
like it's a story in there.
I'm trying to like find the best.
Walk us through it.
Yeah. Pitfalls are always interesting. They're very much learning experiences for me. The pitfalls have always been for us is like who we're working with, and like that goes back to making sure you're not just working with anybody, you're working with people with the same vision, because sometimes when it's your vision and it's not theirs, they're not going to put as much in like much of their heart and soul into like we put our like it's like heart and soul into like the stuff that we do for our events. And like to the point where like there's some events where like we would leave with no money, like because we want to make sure everybody's paid, we want to make sure that every dime that we we're putting into the event to make this magical experience for you. Because like, I'm very, I have a very like upscale, bougie mindset. Like, I want the best. I want like, servers and white, gloves. Like I want like huge, beautiful activations. Like I want people to not just leave and be like, oh, this was so fun. Like I want to be like, oh my God, my mind is blown. This was the best time of my life. So like the downfalls are always like, live events, like things happen, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never going to go like 1,000% smooth. Like we can do a music event and do like, we did a mic, mic check and all this kind of stuff. And then when the show happens, the mics don't work. Like it's always going to be something, but that's what happens with live, and that's what makes it exciting. And we always try to find ways to fix it in the moment. But like the outcome is always just like it always beats any downfall that we have.
Yeah, I can relate to that too. Like I always say that I want like to have the best. Let's raise the standard for something. So it won't be the next time around we can just go even higher and higher and higher. And I can see that for you and your brand. Like just the people that you guys have worked with. And like the little mini commercials you guys do. I've seen that.
Because it's crazy, because sometimes I feel like, and this is going like a different route, but I feel like Black people in general, like sometimes like they don't feel that they deserve to be in certain spaces because we weren't there at one point, right? So like the more upscale, like richer lifestyle, sometimes Black people don't know what that life is like because we were never invited into those spaces. So like one of my things with the company is like, I want to create the richest experience because we do deserve that.
Yeah, we do.
We should be there. You guys deserve to be there. Like, I feel like even with award shows, like all these things, like we deserve to have Grammys and Emmys and all this kind of stuff. So when Black people win, we're super excited because we weren't even in them categories when we deserve to be.
Absolutely.
So now I'm creating spaces in event-wise where it's like I want to see Black people know that they belong in these type of settings, these type of situations, around these type of people. Absolutely. Because like that's what we should.
Absolutely. And I agree 100%. I agree. Like even with just the journey of success and being an entrepreneur, and as a Black entrepreneur, and if you're first generation entrepreneurs, because I'm definitely first generation in California.
Nice.
And so
congratulations. That's beautiful.
Thank you. And, we have...
Paved the way.
We paving the way for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you're giving everybody tips and gems and tools, and we're taking that back to our families. We're taking that back to our communities.
Yeah.
And how important is that to give back?
Man, I just think the reason why we are even able to sit here today is because somebody gave back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People fought for us to be able to do the things that we're doing today, even though there's a ton of work to do still.
Yeah.
But now it's on us. Like, we are the people who they kicked down certain doors that we got in, and now it's time to, like, I never understood, like, the gatekeeping mindset. Because there's room for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you getting there is not gonna make me not get there. It's not gonna make my value, drop because we do the same thing or we're the same color or whatever it is. Like, there is literally room for everybody. And I always tell people, like, when I get to the top, I want to see people I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see people that worked with me or I've seen them grow in whatever aspect. Like, I want to see that. I don't want to be up there and be by myself. Like, that makes no sense to me. You're like, we could all make money. We could all chop it up. We could all do all of these things, together. And like, so that whole, like, closing the door behind you thing, like, I have never been that person. And I think there needs to be more people who are paving the way for others. Like, if I got in and it took me whatever it took me to get in here, now y'all have a way in here without having to do all that. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I make somebody do all the work that I just did?
Exactly.
And I did all of this.
I feel the same way.
I
always like, hey, what y'all need? Let me know what you need.
Yeah, like, it's so funny because some people are like, oh, you can have people pay you to give them that information. And it's like, no, because, like, I really did work to get the knowledge that I have about this industry. And it's like, I know what that took. I know how many nights, I had to figure that out. And it's like, I don't want somebody to have to refigure out what I already know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very quick to be like, what information do you need? Because if you need it and I got it, it can help you.
Absolutely.
And then who knows? You could get further than me and be like, oh, he helped me. I'm about to give him. Like, it's really, we have to build that community. Like, I feel like we have to build that community of, like, making sure that we are helping each other get to another place.
Each one teach one.
Yeah, like, make sure that you're giving that knowledge out because you don't know what somebody's going through too. Mm-hmm. So that one piece of information could really just change, like, their whole career.
Hey, it's your girl Maisha from Keys to the Culture podcast. Are you a creative building a brand and want to take your business to the next level? Then listen up, because I got some exciting news for you. One of the fastest ways to reach your target audience is to promote on Keys to the Culture podcast. Why? Because we have some of the biggest names in the game, from musicians to CEOs to creatives and bosses of all kinds. So this is your chance to tap into our audience to grow your business to the next level. We work with small businesses as well as newbies in the game. So don't worry if you're just starting out, we got you covered. Are you ready to promote on Keys to the Culture podcast? Well, click the link in the bio to promote today. Yeah. Because, the struggles of entrepreneurship is
crazy.
No joke.
No, it's really, it's like, you have to really love it because
you have to.
You go through days, like I say, like I was telling you outside, I'm a suit guy, whether I have $10 in my pocket or $1,000 in my pocket. I'm still going to dress like I'm there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But, I know what it's like to not have it, and I know what it is to have it. So if I can give somebody information that will make them have it more, then like, why am I not giving you the number to a director if you're an actor?
I think, right.
You know
I think a lot of times people could feel intimidation or feel that it's going to be direct competition.
Oh, competition.
Sometimes people see your light and they see your gift. And some people can see that you are anointed in a certain area and that you're going to be successful. They can see it. Just like you can read energy, just like you can see, you was like, oh, this person, they're glowing. She's amazing. She's a great speaker. But let me not tell her about this opportunity because I don't want her to pass me. I've experienced people like that.
See, I can't relate. Yeah. Because I'm like, your light is just going to, like, we could all be, let's just put sunglasses on. Because everybody going to be shining in this.
We shine up in this
like, I just never, your shine is never going to dim my shine.
Never.
Like, it can only elevate my shine, and I could be inspired by it.
And
like, look at how beautiful you are shining. I want to be where her.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I'm like, that's motivation for me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, is it okay if you teach me this? I have a question about this. Like, not being afraid to go to those people and ask questions, because a lot of times most people want to share.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have this wealth of knowledge, so I want someone to share with, like a mentee or something. But a lot of times people just don't. Like, from my experience and just watching people, that's why I'm very, very like aware of that. And I talk to a lot of younger females, and I'm like, hey, you need help with this? I'll see if there's something they need help with before they even ask.
See?
And I'll DM like, hey, do you need help with this?
Yeah, that's a way of paving the way for other people. Because, like, you know, some people gatekeep because that happened to them. So it's like, if you're starting to show people of the next generation or even people of your own age, like, I'm going to help you out.
Yeah.
Then when somebody hits them up, they might not be as like, oh, no one helped me, so I'm not. No, they're gonna be like, well, Ryan helped me, and I'm about to help somebody else. I can't really. I don't have people. When I see that type of energy, I catch it early.
Yeah,
block.
Because my experience, I felt that when I was in corporate America. Like, through the entrepreneur journey, everybody helped me. I've had a couple of mentors, men, women have helped me in different ways. But just going to, like, the corporate world, it's a little bit different mindset.
Yeah,
and it's
sharks over there.
It's sharks, dude. Like, it's so many people that kind of, like, they'll do anything to make sure you don't get that position or you don't surpass him. But as an entrepreneur, honestly, I've had so many great people that have come into my life. And I think that's important about relationships and making sure you connect with the right people and not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
That's super important to me. And I think even with you and what you do, you are a vibe curator. Like, you create good vibes, and creating those environments brings people together to work with each other too. So that's a beautiful thing. And I'm super proud of you on that, man.
Thank you so much.
So let's talk about this man's dress right now. Because this man, first of all, look, when I interviewed him on Instagram, he was dressed up. Like, in the interview,
you know, you can't.
I was like, wait.
Consistent.
And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing the live, and he's looking the part. Like, he had good energy. And let's talk about dress and how important that is to not only to self-esteem, but also when you're entering these rooms.
Yeah. Well, you just want to be taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dress like this to go to 7-Eleven. Just because, first of all, you don't know. You are your own. If you're an entrepreneur, you are a brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk, like, say Coke, right? They have people who go to the store to make sure it looks right on the shelf. Like, that's their job. So now, if you are your own brand, you got to make sure when you step out into the world, it's like, how do you want, first of all, yourself to feel, and how do you want the world to see you? Because, like, if I go to a brand manager meeting with the head of the company and I come in shorts, he going to be like, you don't represent what I'm trying to do, right? So you have to kind of think. I say this, like, all the time. Like, if you want to work for Nike, wear athletic clothes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Post about athletic, tag Nike, make sure people are seeing, like, that is your brand. That's okay too. Yeah. Like, that's a great brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on brand. And I try to have luxury be a part of everything that I do. Yeah. So, like, no matter when you see me, I always try to give, like, that's my brand. Like, I want to look a certain way, so I make sure that I dress like that as often as possible, so that people start to see, okay, this is who Ryan is. Like, this is his brand. He's very consistent. You're not gonna see me too often, like, not in that, in that realm.
I love that.
Yeah,
and I see that for you too. And just watching you, I can see, like, where you're going next.
Oh, thank you.
Like, and what your events is gonna be about. The brands that you can connect with, because I have ideas.
Come on, send them to me.
I'm gonna tell you about it.
Send me the brand ideas.
I can see that for you. And then for advice, like, for someone who's coming up, they want to kind of follow the similar path that you're going on. What advice would you give them?
Man, really put your heart into it. I always say that. Put your heart, but put who you are. Like, don't look around too much. Look around to see what works and what But like one thing that has been really great for me is I do not allow myself to like go away from who I am. So I bring myself into every room, every situation. When I talk to, CEOs or whatever, they're still going to know who Ryan is. I'm not like, turning on something because I just think like if you're a good person and you are authentic to your brand and who you are, you can be in any space. No one's bigger than you. Like, no, we're all humans at the end of the day. Yeah. So being scared to talk to somebody or to pitch yourself or whatever, like that, throw that out because they had to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. We've all been at the bottom too. And everybody's building to get themselves to where they want to be. So like, my advice, like if you want to get into events, like sometimes it doesn't take money. Do it in the backyard. My first event was in the backyard.
Come on now, let's talk about it.
My first event was So here's the story. Is my first event, which was Black Voices. Our friend let us use his backyard. We had no budget, no brands, no nothing. Right? We just had friends.
Yeah.
So all of our friends came, and we had a great videographer who videotaped it. We invited one brand manager who showed up. He cried because the event was so good. The next event, and it had 75 people. The next event had 492 people.
Wait a minute.
Next time, the same place, we stayed in the backyard. It was just packed, but we had brands and we had, a fashion house. We had activations. We had ice sculptures because like from that one event, because it was so authentic and so like who we were, that brand manager was so inspired that he brought his brand to it. And then, shout out to Jameson and Martell and Avion. They came and gave us a big bag, and we set up like these, and Sarah and Raphael, because those were the people who came to the first event, were like, we believe in you.
Yeah.
And because it was you. And then it turned into this big thing, and it's like, if you are passionate about whatever you do, it's like, don't be afraid. Mm-hmm. Try to put faith over fear and like really dive into your passion, dive into your art and post about it. I'm so big on posting. Stop being nervous to post your content.
Yeah, he been on me.
Come on, like they need to know who you. First of all, they need to know who you are.
Yeah,
and that's why reality TV works so well because like Danny D. Kane and all these people like. They got you to like them first.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? That's why they buy the albums, and that's why there's so many people on social media who aren't great. Like their product isn't great, but they are so relatable or great that people are like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna tap into whatever you're doing because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you're not scared, and you're being authentic, and you're loving what you do. So if you're doing that and you're consistent and you don't get down when it's not good, because entrepreneurship is literally like this.
It's a roller coaster.
There's a day where you're gonna have nothing and you're gonna feel like, what am I doing with my? And then there's a day where like, damn, I'm making bread. Like, this is a great life.
Yeah.
And I've been on both sides, so it's like. Just believing in yourself is like, I would say, is the biggest thing. And like, dude, in the down moments you got to believe in yourself as much as you do in the up moments.
That's some great advice, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, because entrepreneurship is not
an easy road.
It is such a roller coaster, and we kind of briefly touched on that. And being transparent, I've literally went from having zero on my account to having over 20 grand. And it's really a journey. And you guys just stick to it. Like, if that is your passion, this is what you want for your life, stick to it. It's just really about the journey. It's going to feel like it's not working sometimes. But when you have that taste of success and everything starts to go right and that favor is on your life, it will change in a blink of eye.
And it's, you want the ups and downs, because when it's up, you even love it and appreciate it even more.
Yes.
Like if it's this journey of like, that's why some of these rich people and stuff, they go crazy because like they just used to having bread or used to being successful, whatever it is. But it's like when you are finally at that moment at what you consider top, you'll remember the moments that you didn't have bread. Absolutely. And that will give you compassion for others too. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the downfalls make you a human.
And you can bounce back.
Yeah.
You can always make money, guys.
The money's gonna come.
Yes, the money gonna come.
It's gonna come.
You can always make money,
Yeah.
but time is really important. What you do with your time is really important.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Ryan?
Man, I just started with YouTube.
Hello.
So that's really cool. Doing content creation for them. Yeah, I'm really diving into this brand ambassador stuff, influencer stuff. It's really cool because I have been a part of and seen how much money is in being a content creator and putting your stuff out there. So like, it's really cool because like, me and my brand manager, he's like getting me all these like amazing deals with like different big brands. I'm starting to do like commercial stuff because it's like now when you start getting these followings and stuff, like you kind of skip over a lot of stuff because it's a number game. So when you get these numbers, it's like now people want you in these commercials. People want you to do ads. People want you to do photo shoots. So now that things are starting to like go up, I'm starting to see like, oh, I do 3 commercials a year. I don't probably need to work. You know what I'm saying? Like from what from the contracts that I'm seeing, it's like you could do 3 commercials and pay.
Be good.
Yeah. So like if you do that on top of all the brand ambassador work and like content creation and all that kind of stuff, life could be great.
Life, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm really like, I'm really tapping into like putting myself even more so out there, even more content, even more stuff on these social media sites. Definitely still doing the events. Won't never let that go.
Period.
But, that's also a part of my content. I add that too, like, series, I'm starting to think about series shows that I can do, like, on just, like, things that I'm doing,
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Look, this man has many hats, literally, and he is so talented. Like I believe you're like one of the most talented people I've met.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, you're super talented.
Thank you so much.
And I can see your brand going so many places.
I appreciate that.
So where can the people find you?
Oh yeah, on Instagram, Ryan T. Houston 12. On TikTok, Ryan Houston 12. I think there's a 12 in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up. Let's go.
Hit him up.
Let's get this bread.
Thank you, everybody, for
so
tuning in. Mr. Ryan
Thank
Houston is here. And thank you so much for tuning in to Keys to the Culture. We are setting new trends. We are growing our brand. And this man, we're going to have him on again, y'all. So follow us at Keys to the Culture Podcast on all social media platforms, keystotheculturepodcast.com. My name is Maisha. You can follow me at I am Maisha. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, see you soon.